Hey guys, Maria Menounos here. Hope you tune into my show, Untold with Maria Menounos, this Thursday night at 8 on E!
You're tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey! Oh! Our producer's right on point. That's right. Turn down for what? AfterBuzz TV. I'm Alikona Bradford here with the Arrow After Show. Amazing episode. And of course, to break it down are your favorite hosts, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
I'm Katie Cullen. Hi, all my buddies.
And I'm Tauri Miller.
I'm Yael, and I'm enjoying watching them dance.
Everybody's like, wait, hold up. This one. I get it. Wait.
Turn down for what?
For those listening, you're missing everything.
Yeah. Really, I promise I can do that better, I swear.
If you're listening on iTunes, you need to watch on YouTube, at least for the intro.
Yeah.
We had a really good time.
That was
Plus,
amazing.
everyone looks really pretty tonight.
Yeah.
Including
yes, they
Tauri.
do.
Tauri's also really pretty.
Every
Shout
night.
out to Glam Squad.
Shout out to Glam Squad for doing hair and makeup.
Wait, hold on. Shout
me?
out to me. I was my own makeup artist.
You're always your own makeup artist.
I
You
also-
are always
I
on
got to
point.
take credit only because, we're giving credits to y'all.
Also, Siren's Boudoir for doing it.
Yeah.
Tauri
Okay,
does his
so
own.
we do have a show. We are doing an after show tonight. We are.
Yeah.
So, highly anticipated on my behalf, I will say, because I really wanted to see what this Carrie chick was all about. She's a really pretty villain.
Yeah.
She's cute, she's styling.
Yeah.
Hard to be mad at her, but I get it.
It's weird. I really like her as I was like,
She was a great villain, though.
Yeah, she's so fun.
I thought she was going to die, and I'm actually pretty glad that she didn't, because that means that she may come back in some capacity. And that will be fun and interesting.
I think we're guaranteed that she's coming back based on how it ended.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting flashback. Because, at first, I will say, because I was taking notes, I looked up and then there were Mirakuru soldiers. And I was like, wait, what's going on? I'm confused. They came back, and then it dawned on me, okay, we're having a flashback for 2.2 seconds. Oh, hi. Now here's Carrie.
Yeah.
Same here. It's
Right.
like, is this season 2? Did this record correctly?
Right.
Oh, we're framing it different. So here's the thing. Do you think they filmed that when they were filming all the season 2 stuff?
No. I think they refilmed. They're like, because I think they didn't even have that character thought and plotted up until recently, because she is created by the show producer. She wasn't somebody from prior that I know of.
She's not in the comics?
She is in the comics.
She is, but didn't they write her into the comic?
The show's... Oh, gosh. I don't know if it's the show's creator or the producer.
Right.
The EP.
Yeah. When he was writing for the comics, he created that character.
Okay, I knew there was something along the lines that he
his
had created.
person.
Got it. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Well, either way, I liked her. But I will say, okay, so she had this on him on this like big goose chase, if you will, right?
Yeah.
How did she know? I mean, her boo, her wannabe boo, is very
Her wannabe?
intelligent. Yeah, her wannabe.
Her wannabe.
Her wannabe is real intelligent. But what are the odds that he's going to happen to think to smash the little heart at the tip of the arrow and know that there's a note in there? Like, she could have been waiting for a very long time or just killing a lot of people up until he finally thought, let me... Oh, hey, there's a note inside.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, he would have never smashed that if Felicity wouldn't have. Like, everything had to line up for that to happen.
Right.
So I have an assumption.
It was a Xanatos gambit.
That he put she put that slip in a bunch of different stuff.
That's what I was thinking too.
In all of them.
Eventually, he would find it, not necessarily in arrows, but like in other things. Like, I'm sure somewhere on the body or in the suits of the body. I'm sure she was like, okay, here's one way.
Yeah, but at the same time, if she did that and the cops were to check the body, they'd be like, oh, dead clue where I can find the killer. Right?
Right.
I think she would have put it in all of the arrows. I mean, they wouldn't all be made flawlessly, and eventually he would want to break it down, see how it was made, etc. It's just convenience and Oliver's emotional constipation that led to him figuring it out so quickly.
Right.
Hey, she's been following him for a long time. She knows all of his moves, and she knew exactly what he was going to do.
Man,
You sound like a magazine article or something. What?
But he's never done that before.
Right. No.
You don't know.
But here's the thing. To just keep going with this topic, okay? It gets even better, because then he shows up to the actual address, which she doesn't know when he's actually going to show up, and the candles are already lit, and everything is set up. How long ago did you light those candles, and how did you know he was going to just go there right away and find the address, because there was no... I don't know, whatever.
I got it. I know how she did it, because I too sometimes think like a creepy stalker.
Okay.
So here's what she did.
I'm glad you're on that side of the table.
Right. She set everything up. Right? Like everything's been set up for months.
Okay.
And she had some sort of system or security knowing when he would arrive. And that's why, I mean, she wasn't there. She was next door. Because she was like, oh, now is the time.
Oh, hurry up. I gotta light all the candles. There's a lot of candles.
Lighting candles takes time.
Not if she's got one of those cool systems. She's got a system. Trust me as a stalker. We got this.
Okay.
I feel like that's a problematic phrase. Trust me as a stalker.
Nope.
I like to assume that it's like the trick birthday candles. So it's all of them. So they just never go out. And she's like, all right, it's always going to be ready.
In case he shows up.
I feel like this is something she does every night.
Just in case.
And she got lucky that he figured it out that night or the next night when the body was discovered, whenever that went down.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like she was prepared to do this for a couple weeks until he figured it out. Or she would have waited a couple days and then contacted him somehow and been, seriously, bro, get over here.
Right. Let's just talk about, though, the fact that, okay, so he visit her psychiatrist, and I'm going to say her name wrong because it was just so short and so quick that I saw her name.
Presnall.
Okay. Done.
There it was.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyhow.
I wrote it down. Presnall.
Yeah, let's just talk about her past, okay? Because she was... Well, according to Felicity, was it Felicity that said she was the first person on SWAT, first woman on SWAT?
Yeah.
But also part of Argus?
Argus? No, she
was sent there.
Part of Argus.
Oh, okay. Just Amanda Waller just happened to know about all this stuff about her. Not Amanda Waller, excuse me, Lila. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I think at the end, Diggle was the one who went to Amanda Waller or to Lila and said, look, we got this person. She is insane in the membrane, but she's really good with doing these things. And we don't want to kill her, but we can't put her in the actual prison system. Can you do the thing with the stuff? And Amanda Waller went, oh, hey, another criminal to add to my collection. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't Oliver at one point say something about putting her on the suicide squad because she'd be beneficial?
No, at the end, that's what they did.
After she was already there.
And they made, I believe, a Harley Quinn reference where they said she's not even the craziest person craziest woman they have on the suicide squad.
Yeah, the last woman they had on the squad was crazier, implying that Harley is no longer there.
Right.
I don't know.
Because what are Batman properties in the Green Arrow universe? Not licensed by the CW.
Well, I want to continue to just wrap her up so we can go topic to topic. So let's continue on and just talk about the whole. I'm going to jump, and you guys can cut me off if I'm jumping way too quickly. But when they finally meet up at the place where he had saved her, right?
Their special space.
The special space.
Our special spot. Oh my God.
Yeah. So romantic, guys. So romantic. But
I almost died.
Is romantic.
It was great.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going to say in the fight scene. Okay, so obviously we used to be part of SWAT, so she knows how to fight.
Right. I was wondering the same thing.
What I love is that her using the bow and arrow did not last long at all because that is a weapon that she is not trained in.
Right.
And even if she had, what was it? Do we have a 5-month, 6-month gap between seasons here? 5 or so months?
Well, they showed
that
us
is not enough time for her to
master it
in the same way that Oliver has. So of course he bests her easily with the bow and arrow, and when it comes to hand, of course she has training in that, and that's a much more interesting fight.
I believe the flashback showed us it was 2 years? No. How long has it been since the...
Like 5 months.
Yeah, it's been that long.
All right.
She got saved
It's been less than a year.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, either way, the point of the story it was a really great fight.
Yeah.
I'm going to rewind it. No, I won't rewind it. We'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Great fight scene.
She had it prepared.
Oh yeah, I mean, she obviously, because she knew where they were going to meet, right? So it's like she already knew where this trap door and that trap door was if this went wrong, right?
Yeah. And she also had the timing because a train was going to come eventually. Yeah. And that she really is just doing a lot of Xanatos gambits. We have to get to this particular spot on the track where the handcuff is so I can bolt him down, unless she has handcuffs every 15 feet or so. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. No.
I'll say my favorite part of that scene was when Stephen, Oliver.
Close enough.
Because, me and Stephen are homies like
Stephen's
that.
in the booth.
Yeah. That's Stephen too. But when he broke his hand to get out of the handcuff and, he pushes her to the side and she looks up and tousles her hair and would she say something like,
you really do love me.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Look crazy. Look, woman.
I don't think he broke his hand. I think he just kind of dislocated it.
Oh, well, I heard.
Because you can. Yeah, that's also what happens when you dislocate something. It makes ugly, ugly noises.
Well, regardless, it just sounded painful. And the point is, she's delusional. That's the point.
Well, yeah.
Dang.
I also think that's not the first time he's had to do that.
Probably not.
Because he also managed to set it, probably without help and definitely without actual trained medical assistance.
Right.
Well, also the way he did it, like in pretty much any other show, when you see someone do it, it's like them pushing and waiting and doing it. He was
said,
like, I got this. Boom.
Yep.
Done.
I'm out. Peace.
Must be Tuesday.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Homegirl also, prior to all that, has the audacity to show up at the club with Thea and have a drink, whatever, Cupid's
kiss.
Yeah.
Cupid's kiss.
Like, really?
Is that an actual drink? Is this a thing that, guys, if it exists, someone leave a recipe in the comments because I'm interested.
Yeah, we'll make them next week.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, there's no show
Not next week. Week after.
Yeah.
I really liked Cupid. I like this character a lot. Not just because I can relate to her as a creep, but also because, like, she was just a fun villain.
Yeah. No, I agree. She was a fun villain with a good intention. I know that sounds really weird because she's obviously willing to kill people. Or even, for example, when Home Dude was hanging,
The first victim?
Gravano.
Gravano.
And he's, got his little, like, dynamite suit or whatever, and she's got that little cupcake with the sparkler. And I'm like, really? Like, that's how you're going to light the dynamite? With the cupcake?
But she loves life, and she's fun to watch.
Yeah, she's
Doesn't
the
make
first
her a good
zany.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes her entertaining.
She was.
More comic booky than most of the stuff we've seen so far.
Very much so. Very much so. Let's talk about DJ Cocky for a second because he really got me upset. He's not
a jerk.
I just want to, for those who notice, that's the same man who was Wilkie on Switch to Birth, and also he was on the Carrie Diaries.
Yes, he was.
And CW, both Arrow and Flash are just picking up pieces of like, your show got canceled, come on
back.
to this show.
Yeah. Hey, they keep it in the family. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
No, it's great.
However, I didn't like him.
As a character,
Not at all. Let me just walk in and say, I don't audition. Screw you. Get out. I'm glad Thea did that. I'm glad Thea wasn't like, they say there's always that one girl that's not like the other girls. Whatever. It's how we depict things on movies.
That's that guy.
Yeah. But I love that she wasn't like, okay, go ahead. No, bitch. I mean,
no person.
There was a G in there.
Explicit on iTunes.
Person.
My question is, do you think before she went and got trained, do you think she would have acted the same way?
No.
That's a great point you bring up. She was harnessing the chi.
She's such a stronger woman now.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
And I wonder if before she went and got trained with Malcolm, if she would have been, if this would have happened, she would have been like, I want to see you. I want to see you spin. Like, no.
Well, I think she would have been more whiny about it. Like, like, I can't believe you're doing this, me. But like,
she was like, no, I'll castrate you. Get to the back of the line. And he left.
Yeah.
And of course he shows up again. I don't know if you guys were a little bit irritated with him, but okay.
I'm irritated, yes, but I'm not surprised that it played out that way. That's kind of how they were stacking it up. And if all of the DJs were as terrible as the ones that she was auditioning, then it was going to crash and burn. And so, of course, he would want to come see that and try to swoop in to get the job.
Okay, but there's ways you can do that. You can say, hey, you know what, I realize it's not working out, or having a rough night, like, I'm here. I don't mind jumping on the ones and twos. No, he straight up just like basically rubbed it in her face, like, told you, oh, my necklace just like fell off. Apparently, I'm stripping tonight, you guys. You missed it.
Best Arrow after show ever.
I have the best seats in the house.
I know, right? That really made me lose track of mine, you guys. Like, articles of things are falling off of me right now.
If you're not watching, you're missing out.
Yeah, you are. There would have been other ways for him to do that, but they've established that as a character that's not what he would do.
Right.
They've established that he's a cocksure little jerk, and so that's what he's going to be. And now he's going to stick around as the DJ for a while, and I can't wait for Roy to punch him.
Right.
You know what I love about this DJ?
What?
That he's so cocky, but all he does is put in an iPod with top 40 on it.
Did he? I didn't see all
Yeah, he was remixing Habits and Turned Down for What? And it's not hard.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is what got me. I was like, really, you guys? Really? He walked into the booth, right? And, you know, everybody's left the dance floor, blah, blah, blah. He plugs in his phone, apparently. Not even 2 seconds of the music. Literally, not even 2 seconds plays.
One line from the chorus of Habits, and we've got, I gotta stay high.
And everyone's like, ah! And they just like run onto the dance floor. Really?
You could say it's a ballroom blitz.
I mean,
That would have been a good song.
Not at that club. What bothers me is that the other guys were like DJing. It was terrible, but they were like doing stuff.
Yeah.
He was like, music. I could play radio. Yeah, I'm the best.
right?
That's what
I
he did.
suppose if he'd pre-mixed it, ? Is that a thing that DJs do?
Yeah.
Pre-mix and then
some
have
of
a
them
long
do.
mix?
I mean, but if you're gonna show, here's the thing: if you're gonna show up at a club already prepared to swoop in and take someone else's job, don't come with your phone, homie. Come with your turntables, or come with your. There's a laptop. There's laptops, and there's also like these little pads.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, DJs, if I'm getting the terminology wrong.
Yeah.
But he didn't have any of that.
Well, I mean, she had all of it. I could have met, like, what I would have liked was if he first, like, plugged in his phone and played stuff, and then later, when we come back and he's playing
see
Turn Down
him.
for What, he's actually doing stuff.
Right.
Instead of just playing
Like,
Turn Down
next.
for What?
Yeah.
Next.
Because that's easy
Yeah.
mode is, oh, hey, Turn Down for What? Everyone loves this.
Well, especially because Thea
I
even
could do
says,
that.
like, I could just play my Spotify list. It'll
Right.
be better
Yeah.
than
Right.
this. And he's like, great idea.
Right.
Basically.
Ladies, let me ask you though. Okay, so wrapping him up, he shows up and, you know, Thea's counting her money, you know, putting that paper out, whatever.
Just making it rain.
Yeah. Hey. And
Small shower and very neat piles.
yeah, yeah. And you know, home dude just can't shut it off, and he's still Mr. Cocky Pants. What? Like, if some dude walked up to you and was like, "Hi, let me just put my wet lips on your face,"
Well,
would you not be like,
punch
"No, this
him,
is
but
not
I'm
sexy.
Thea.
This is
I
not
would
sexy."
punch him,
We're
but
not
I'm
the
not
right-
Thea Queen.
Yeah. I don't know if we're the right girls to ask about this.
Why? Wait, I'm confused. What happened?
Well, because we seem to respect boundaries.
That is true.
Yeah, and this is a CW show.
And I'll put it this way. This is what I think, because I'm giving Thea the benefit of the doubt. The woman she is now, putting aside who she was before, now that she's this trained, strong woman, I think a man coming to her and he not saved the day, but he helped out because she doesn't need to be saved. And she's like, you know what? He's attractive. This is what I want. And she's taking what she wants, and I'm predicting here, he's gonna be all relationship-y and whatnot. And she's gonna be like, I don't need you. Get out in the morning. I'm just really hoping that's where Thea goes.
She may just be interested to see what he's made of. He talks a big game and
Yeah.
he DJs, and he wants this. She's like, yeah, screw it, we'll try it.
Here's the
Okay,
thing.
whatever.
Here's the thing, though. Ladies, gentlemen, it's okay if you're an aggressive man. Not overly aggressive, but it's okay if you want to swoop in and be like, yo, I'm the man. Let me take your face and kiss you in the right moment.
Oh, yeah,
If
this
I
was
just
not the
met
moment.
you and the entire time I've known you, you've been a jerk to me? Not jerk, but just like arrogant? That's probably not the moment.
Yeah, no, not the
Yeah.
moment.
She's lived around arrogant men all her life, though. I mean, look at her older brother.
Both
But
of
he's
them.
not like that.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got that.
But look at who
Thing
she
is,
likes.
Before the island, Oliver was like that. 1,010%.
Yeah.
He was a jerk. He still kind of is a jerk in some ways, but he's not nearly as bad on the womanizing front.
Yeah.
But he was totally a jerk, and so she sees that, and it's like, oh, guys are like this. And so it's that same mindset of guys are like this, but if he does something that I don't like, I can break his neck.
I'm going to disagree that she thinks guys are like this now, because look at who she's dated. She had the good boyfriend.
True.
Terrible
the good
ninja.
boyfriend who lied to her and did all sorts
He
of...
was a good boyfriend.
Yeah.
Was.
Good boyfriend, terrible ninja.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, yeah.
Well, I'm going to stay on the topic of guys. There's a lot of guys on these shows.
Yeah.
And,
You don't say.
You know, okay. Angry
It's
face
almost like
right
they're written
now
for women.
because I don't like the way they had Ray Palmer try to do the salmon ladder, and Felicity walks in and still does the, I can't concentrate. Okay, you know what? No offense to the actor, but I'm like, I'd much rather see Stephen Amell do that, because Stephen Amell is ripped, and it makes sense to me. No offense to Guy, but
Brandon Ruth.
yeah, but it just it didn't make no, that is not your move. Don't do that, and don't do that in front of Felicity, and you don't look as good doing that.
You gotta love the line, "Oh, I have a type." That was a great line.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Felicity said that when she saw him on the salmon ladder.
Yeah.
I love that he's just randomly doing that in his office. Like, you know what? It's noon. Salmon ladders. Like, really? What
Yeah.
You don't work on, you don't operate on the same level as normal human beings, do you?
Right.
No.
He doesn't. We know he doesn't.
I just like salmon ladders. I don't really care.
I do
prefer
like
Stephen Amell doing them with that really nice lighting down in the arrow cave, the quiver, the whatever the hell you want to call it.
Our male audience right now is like,
Our male audience is like, oh God, they're talking about guys
make them
again. It's like,
stop.
of course we're talking about guys again.
male,
What show do you think
interject,
you're watching?
please.
Yeah, guys, salmon ladders are really hard. So you have to respect them for being able to do it.
Okay, that's true.
You know, and Stephen Amell is very practiced at it. I'm sure he does it in his spare time.
Yeah.
And
He does.
I'm glad. I hope the ladies start doing it. That would be great as well.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Sorry, I saw
Come talk to me
Laurel's
next
in a
week.
sports bra and doing salmon ladders.
Yeah,
I'd
that
love to
would
see
be-
Laurel trying to do salmon
I
ladders. I'd be
definitely
so
started
up for that.
picturing that.
I just realized that she wasn't in this episode at all.
No, she wasn't.
I'm okay
Okay.
with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I missed her.
you guys were very talking about boundaries a lot, and Mr. Ray and his boundaries, and
This has been a lot of let me kiss you tonight.
yeah, here's a
Yeah.
dress. It's really expensive, but here, this is what I will say, and he pointed it out, and I get what the show was doing. You know, he gives her the lovely dress, the really expensive necklace, takes her out.
$10 million necklace.
But on loan.
Right. I just want to clarify that he
So
gave her.
tacky on loan. God.
No, that happens all
I'm not kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Okay.
People do the thing.
Yeah.
So, no. But the point of that whole experience for Felicity, I think that the show was trying to establish and show her, is the line that he said at the very end. This is what you deserve, nothing less.
Yeah.
And not necessarily for the monetary purposes, but a man who's wanting to do for you and do these nice things.
Because he can.
Yeah, and take care of you. And whether it be emotionally or materialistically, whatever, to each is their own. But those are all the things that Oliver can't and will not and is not doing for her now. And that is why I feel like the timing of that, everything that happened, it just represents such a different lifestyle if she were to go that direction.
I'm just waiting for the, oh, God damn it, not again moment when he eventually becomes the Atom and runs off doing his superhero-y thing, and she's like, I do have a type. Why?
Yeah.
But you know what the thing about, gosh, I don't know what the thing about the thing is because I just forgot. Gosh,
It's going to be great.
Yeah,
It's going to be
salmon
great.
ladders.
Yeah.
And I have to say this because I know there are going to be people in the comments and talking about it, etc. The same issue that we have been beating into the ground from day one. But someone in the comments reframed it last week as it's entirely possible that Ray Palmer has issues picking up on social cues. Looking at it that way, I'm still not okay with his actions in episodes 1 and 2. I'm still not okay with stalking and not taking no for an answer.
Right.
Everything from then on in has been a little, okay, if this is something he truly doesn't understand, if he's on the spectrum somewhere, it's entirely possible. I will allow that leaway. We'll see where it goes from here.
I have a theory about.
It could be bunnies.
No, it's never bunnies. I have a theory about Ray, and I don't want to get too much into predictions, but I feel like the way he's written, because we've talked about how he felt at least villainous, and that everyone was furious with our saying that. I think what they're doing, I'm guessing here, is they're writing him to like, oh, he's going to be a hero, but every time we suspect that he's up to something villainous. For example, at the end of the episode, not to jump ahead, but like we see something that kind of looks like a weapon, and then all of a sudden it's the arm of a suit, and then you know, like everything he's doing, it's suspicious, and then it's like, oh no, it's a good thing.
Right. And I read an interview with him, and he was saying that like after he was a villain in Chuck, it like people kind of started writing him villainously, and so that's how his character started in this arc. Because like even the fans didn't know whether to trust him because they kept pasting that onto his character, and then as he's gone, he's gotten more quirky, gotten more like compassionate, I guess, and so it's easier to see him in that heroic light.
Yeah. Here's what I think was weird, though. When him and Felicity went out on their dinner, Ray is obviously trying to purchase this mine from another gentleman, and he's flubbing up whatever is going on at dinner, and then Felicity steps in, and she says all these kind things about him, and it's like she's saying it... First of all, where did this come from? Because before he's been, again, overstepping boundaries, and he gave you a job. I don't know when you guys bonded. It's great that you're saving the day, and the thing is it's like she was almost telling herself and hearing herself say it, because she ended the speech with him, how he inspires people. He doesn't necessarily know how. He's not a businessman, so he doesn't know how to maybe relay the message to make it enticing
Wheel
for
a
you.
deal.
Yeah, but if there's one thing I know about him, he is inspiring. And I was like, when did that happen?
Here's my question. If you were taken to a business meal, right? This dinner was a business arrangement. We're trying to buy something from this guy. And you go in and be like, he's not a businessman. He's not going to think about how to make the most money. I'm sorry, isn't that
the point?
The point? Like, isn't that what the other man is there for? I know that, yes, it's possible that he's holding onto this mine for like whatever reason he wants to, but also he is a businessman. He owns a business. Like, Felicity, I feel I was so worried that she just messed up the whole thing because, this man was like, wait, he's not going to make me money? Why would I help him?
Right. Well, that's what she thought, too, when Palmer came in at the end of the episode. And she's like, yeah, I screwed up your business deal. It's like, no. Evidently, what he needed was to be wined and dined and then hear some nice feel-good story.
Yeah. From a pretty girl.
Yeah.
I mean, who can resist that?
In a great dress.
Right.
Yes.
And
I want that dress.
It was a pretty dress.
I can't pull it off, but I want it.
Oh, man. I mean, and you can, from a business standpoint, it seemed more like he was like, hey, let me take you out to dinner and try to convince you. It wasn't like a mutual, like, hey, we're going to hash out this contract. It's like, hey, I'm going to buy you some food, and I'm going to slide in reasons why you should sell this to me.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, I mean, it seemed like a sentimental thing for him as opposed to like a strictly business venture.
Yeah, but wouldn't he also want money?
Depends on how attached to it he is. I mean, it could be
clearly he wasn't attached to it. He sold.
Right, but I mean, for him, I mean, it could be like a side thing. Like he does other stuff, and he's like, "Oh man, I grew up in this mine," because people do that. Apparently,
I do.
I grew up in this mine.
Everyone has a price,
right? Doesn't Akon have a mine? Come on, everybody has one.
Everyone has a price. All right.
Well, okay,
I have things that are mine.
You know how this episode, the theme, or so we thought, was going to be Cupid, and how Carrie's this, that, and whatever, but did anybody notice the underlying Cupid, which was Diggle, going back and forth between Oliver and Felicity?
I have so many issues.
Oliver, whisper, 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 it's time to tell her, hey, Felicity, he was really torn to pieces, or whatever his verbiage was, right? How he was torn to pieces and not in his right frame of mind.
Yeah.
Okay, homie, that was your decision. And I love the way Felicity puts it. Sorry, banging. But I love the way Felicity...
There wasn't any of that in this episode.
What?
Banging?
Banging.
Oh, I know. This is me banging my point across.
I know.
Saying she gave him a free reading and was like, you know what? Thank you, by the way. But shouldn't Oliver be telling me this? If he's such a mess... Shouldn't he be telling me this?
She's
Gentlemen.
absolutely right.
Gentlemen, go ahead, try to defend your male species. Go ahead.
Some men aren't very good at, expressing their feelings.
Sky blue, water wet.
Okay, but if you're about to lose the love of your life, well, I'm just going to let her go because I'm sorry. I don't know how to communicate that I love you.
Well,
because I want her to be happy, and I don't think I can make her happy.
BS. It's called You're Afraid.
It's the CW.
I want to hear the man's perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm going to speak for Oliver in that, like, for him, he's actively
Can you please say your answer in Oliver's voice,
question?
I am speaking for Oliver.
That's not it.
It's the like
No, that's not
arrowy,
it.
voicey thingy, right? Where are the no.
Thank you. That's where I was about to go.
There we go. But like he is actively fighting against what he really feels because he thinks it's what's best for her. So he's never going to admit it because though his heart is telling him one thing, his mind is telling him another. And we know that a lot of the times men tend to listen to their brains instead of their hearts.
Isn't their brain?
Which brain are you keeping that?
Yeah, I know, because I'm... Which brain? Are you sure it's not south?
They only have one brain,
Right.
Ted. That's not the joke.
You know what? We have a lot of male listeners. I'm so sorry. Please forgive my co-host. You can tweet at her. And
You guys messed up the joke. It's not brain. All right.
I got it.
We got
two
heads, all right?
The point is, go ahead. You're defending the male species.
But like I felt like what Diggle was doing, it was nice of him because for him, Oliver is not like this hero. He is this guy who does heroic things, but ultimately they're friends. And he's looking out for his friends' feelings. And also while Oliver is battling these feelings, he's not going to be at the top of his game, which increases his risks of dying. So he doesn't want to lose his friend, and he doesn't want to see these two people not be together just because they're stubborn.
Right.
Here's my problem. I feel like, yes, Felicity was right that Diggle shouldn't be the one to tell her that Oliver should, but we know that Oliver isn't going to, right? Sure, great. Here's my big problem, is Diggle says to her, like, this whole thing is messing with his brain, and he's not at the top of his game. I'm sorry, how is that Felicity's problem?
Right.
Exactly.
Thank you.
She shouldn't have to sacrifice what she has or what she wants just because Oliver cannot get over himself. And let's be real, Oliver has a very, very bad track record when it comes to getting over things. He is extremely bad at it. Emotional constipation. So it's not her job to babysit him. It's not her job to make sure he feels better. It is his job to sort himself out however he needs to do that so he can perform his self-imposed duties like he needs to.
Yeah.
What I want to know is what he was actually going to go say to her at the very end of the show. Let's not forget, it's a big moment, so I left it till then. But I don't think it's funny, and I was so mad at you because in the theater, this one is laughing while I'm over here dropping my jaw because, of course, see, she's evil, pure evil. You know what?
You cued that one. You know you did.
So anyhow, but no, I was really disappointed because I want to know what was Oliver really going to say to Felicity. He finally got the, kahunas to go talk to her, and she's making out with frickin' Ray, who is the one who ends up cutting off the kiss and being like, oh. I was like, wait, hold on, what?
I have to go change that.
It's the CW. You knew they were going to go for this one misunderstanding, that exact moment of awful, horrendous timing, because it's cheap drama, and they do it so well. Look at season 1 and the sex scene over which they played Radioactive, which is a decision I will never get over. Where, okay, I'm gonna talk to Laurel, and Tommy goes up to talk to Laurel and then sees through the open, uncurtained window that she and Oliver are having sex. And it's just that moment of, well, that's so much for that, and it keeps happening, and it's a cheap, dramatic trope. And I knew it was going to happen, and I'm so happy, and it amuses the hell out of me.
Well,
that's why I was laughing, because they did the thing, and the thing was great.
Wah, wah. That's my reaction.
The wind out of your sails.
Yes, because I was like, God, that sucks. But I mean, at the same time, I knew they were going to let Felicity happen that easily, but still, I really want to hear Stephen Amell, Oliver / just pour his heart out and just be honest and have some courage and at least try.
He kind of did when he's talking to Cupid and he's explaining why he has to be alone. He knows Felicity's listening. She said, "I'm here," and then
me being Felicity.
Yeah.
And
then she has,
half the time I think he's convincing himself. He's not saying it. He is saying it for her, but half the time he's reminding himself, like, this is why I'm doing it. This is why. Don't forget.
So I feel like his going to see her, and she's kissing Ray was, and like we know what you're gonna say. You already said it. I don't get why you're here. But I want to make it very clear to everyone that if we're going to ship Ray and Felicity, we're going with Faye as opposed to Relicity.
I'm just going to go with no thank
Faye.
you.
Faye. I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page. We're going with Faye.
So anyway, let's talk about Hong Kong because I am over this subject right now.
We could call it Palmer Tech.
No.
So anyway,
yeah.
Have you turned it off and on again?
I'm going to leave with talking about Hong Kong.
Yeah, let's talk about Hong Kong.
Okay, let's talk about, Homegirl, his wife.
Katana.
Thank you, brain fart.
It's written up there.
I know. You know what? We're on air. Don't tell people that. I can do my job. So, anyway.
Pay no attention to the man behind the screen.
Exactly.
That would be Stephen.
Yeah. So, in Hong Kong, right, we see husband, Maseo, leaving. And, of course,
Husband and homegirl.
Yeah.
What's the kid's name?
Little kid.
Dude.
Okay.
Okay, so either way, he's out. Hubby's out the picture, right? And I thought, okay, this is where they're gonna start becoming friends, and because one day she's gonna train him, and blasey, and he's just some rich kid who doesn't know how to do his laundry. Yeah.
Which, I'm sorry, did we not know that he didn't know how to do his laundry? Were we surprised?
We are, but she is obviously, because she's just like.
When she was like, I'm not your mom and I'm not your maid and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, he clearly doesn't know how to do laundry, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a long time since we've seen inept Oliver. I mean,
That's true.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do laundry on the island.
No.
You just wore the same thing.
over and over. Did it in a river.
Right. Not even that, just bathe with them on. Who cares? Air dry.
Yeah, he could have done that. That's a thing you can do.
And at the end, he picks up that laundry bag and goes out. It's like, you never learned. What do you think you're going to do with that?
And maybe he's going to hand wash them.
Yeah.
But I really like that we finally got to see. Well, first of all, the assumption was there when Maseo went lefting. When he went missing. When he left and missed. Okay. Yeah. When he went lefting, and the two of them staked out, and they're under attack, and yada yada yada. Beforehand, Oliver's like, I'm gonna go look for your husband, and she's like, yeah, right. What are you gonna do?
That's a really good way to get yourself killed.
But you know what? I love that they did that only because for the perspective of the fact that he stereotypically was like, you're a woman. Stay home. It's okay. Even though he probably can't do anything.
He's like, you're the wife. That's what you do. Like, girl, you're a wife.
Yeah.
I love that we had that scene.
Yeah, and then she turned around and she was just like,
yeah, she was amazing.
Just like that.
Yeah, exactly. And they were all dead.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's why I just want to talk about
Her
that.
sword whistled. It was beautiful.
It did.
Yeah.
Kick-ass fighter.
Okay, did anybody wonder why? Okay, so when everybody comes home, the family gives a hug, and then there's Oliver, like you guys said, awkwardly with his laundry, and he's just like, I'm gonna go. But right before that happened, he had this moment where he looked so sad, and I didn't know if it was because he was thinking about his own family or what.
It's because his dad's not coming back from the dead at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had that, 3 members of Argus were killed from this group, and she thought we all thought that Maseo was among them because it's the great fake out, and he'd been gone all day.
Yeah.
They come back to the apartment, he's there. Where have you guys been? Yeah, I should have called. I mean, they had us under lockdown because 3 agents died, but where have you been? And Katana's just losing it because this is her husband back from the dead.
Right.
Oliver knows he's not going to get that second chance with his dad because he watched his dad shoot himself. So that's a thing.
This is a CW. His dad's no one's ever dead.
We did have a body for that, though.
No one's ever dead.
There's always a flashback.
No body, no death. But if there's a body, they're probably gone.
CW
Ghosts.
drama.
There's
Nobody's
always a ghost.
There's a ghost.
And the Lazarus pit.
Can we talk about their discussion of the word gaijin?
Okay.
Because I thought that was a really interesting little, their discussion in the car before they decided to get out and do something.
Okay.
Meaning foreigner,
right?
Because it's something that Maceo dropped and Oliver couldn't find the word in his Chinese dictionary because it's Japanese. And gaijin meaning foreign, you're not from here, you're different.
Yeah.
Katana tells Oliver it applies to him, and he says, well, yeah, it applies to you too. You're Japanese and you're in Hong Kong. What happened? We made some important people very unhappy. Who? What? How? Why? We don't know. Probably on the wrong side of the Yakuza. But you were talking about maybe they start having a bonding moment. I think that was the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Not so much the candle thing last episode, because the candle thing needed to happen.
Right.
But them both talking about being a fish out of water.
Yeah.
And then bonding over what they thought was the loss of Maceo.
Yeah. Oh, good
So
point.
I thought that was an interesting little moment.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of moments, I've finished and completed going down all the moments that I feel like are like uber important, and I know that we are winding down on the clock, so I would like to get into some news and gossip.
The AfterBuzz TV
Y'all
News.
know me, I got pictures and I got videos. While those are getting queued up, I will say something that I read. Robert, forgive me if I say his name wrong, Knepper. It's spelled with a K and an N. I'm hoping the K is silent. But either way, he played William Talkman back in the day, right? Do we remember him?
Captain Clock.
Yes.
Or not Captain Clock.
Clockwork.
Oh, Clockwork.
Yes. Okay,
Captain
so
Clock.
he's actually going to be
Captain Clock.
making an appearance on Flash.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I thought that was quite interesting. I don't know the storyline. I just read that he's going to be crossing over. So they've got all these crossings of overs happening.
Yeah.
Our first picture is actually a picture that was released by one of the producers about what episode 12 will be, and obviously the font is way small, and I don't know if I wrote it down. So you guys, I'm sorry. You got to get your magnifying glass out to read what it actually says on that piece of paper.
Well, episode 12 is when we're first going to see Laurel as Canary, is it not?
Maybe that's
Is
why he
it?
put that out. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. And I thought I was going to be able to read that. So people listening, I am so sorry. Tune into YouTube. Let's go to our next picture. Boop-a-doo-doo. I will just make wonderful sounds. Oh, I just thought this was so cute. Okay, so you guys, I like to focus on different characters occasionally when we're doing our news and gossip. Because they're in Canada, sometimes it is hard to get gossipy gossip, and I like them, so I don't want to gossip too much. Instead, we have, this is a photo shoot, and it was for a kitty savior type situation, and I'm so sorry I don't know the organization, but it's a beautiful cat, and I just think that David Ramsey looks adorable with this little kitty. So let's move on to our next picture.
Big men and tiny kittens are always wonderful.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is a picture of David Ramsey when he played Muhammad Ali. And this was a while ago, but again, I just like to go through different people's history because he's done a lot of stuff prior to Arrow, and I'm not gonna lie, I really wasn't familiar with him until I watched the show, and now going back through his history, I'm like, wow, he's a really accomplished actor. Let's go to our next picture. I feel like this is also from the movie, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. And if you are listening, it's David Ramsey with a lovely lady who is a bride. And I'm assuming like it's not his. And this is his son! Super cute, right? So cute. Let's go to our next picture. Oh, he was on Chips once upon a time, too.
Oh my God.
Wow.
See? I told you guys, he's been around.
In 1999.
Yeah. Oh, and this is, I came across this picture of Stephen Amell with a cast on his head, and I'm wondering what exactly he was getting fitted for, because his mask goes around his face and not necessarily the top of his dome piece. So, he doesn't look very happy.
We'll see.
They're going to
Next-
smash his head in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe the next two are videos. The first one, I thought, okay, so really funny. The cast, when they're bored, they're in Canada, whatever. Not just Canada. But you spend a lot of time, and there's a lot of really talented people on this cast that can sing. We know that John Barrowman can
Yeah, he
sing.
can.
I had no
Yeah.
idea that Willa Holland could sing. Can we get our next video queued up, or are we working on that?
Nope.
Okay, so let's push play. That's Roy.
Are they in a men's room?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
That's Felicity, guys.
Tell me more, did you get very far?
I just thought that was really cute, and obviously that was from a little while ago because we see that Willa Holland still had all her hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next video
that was amazing.
Wasn't it awesome? Our next video is actually from a panel. Don't recall when this panel happened, but I'd found it online, and it was one of the producers talking about why they chose Stephen Amell as the Arrow. So if we can play that really quick.
Can you talk about that casting process? Because I remember the script was fantastic, but everybody talked about who is he.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had it actually happen that quickly on a show. Everybody ran down to my office. I said, okay, I had other things I had to go do, and I said to Andrew and Marc, if you guys, and to you, if you see someone you like, just come knock. And I literally walked 10 feet away, and it was 2 minutes later, and you guys are knocking on my door, and I'm like, I think you're a little eager. But I'll go in and I'll see whoever. And we walked in and Stephen was brilliant. And the thing that there were 2 or 3 scenes he had to do, and he obviously, you're looking for a couple things. You're looking for a great actor that can do all the emotion and all the heart and still the damage of this character, and that you're also going to have a character he's playing a completely different character on the island. Can he do both those levels? And then in addition to that, how much of the DNA of the original character does he sort of, do you feel like you're really sort of seeing Oliver Queen when you're sort of around him? And we all kind of had that collective feeling. The thing I'll say is, then when the show goes to get advertised and stuff, and they have him shirtless on everywhere that we did not see him without his shirt in any of the audition process. So he got it because he was a great actor.
Yeah.
That's the most surprising news.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a bag that has his bare chest on it. They really did do the shirtless advertising everywhere.
Yeah. All right, guys, so I got to wrap it up. I apologize. We're going to miss out on predictions, but we will be back next week.
Next week
we have a break, so the week after we will be back. But thanks, guys, for joining us. My name is Alikona Bradford. You can find me at Kiss My Passport or on my website, alikonabradford.wix.com/television host. Take it away.
You can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. And you can check out all the information about Siren's Boudoir, my stylist. It's amazing. Also Twitter, Yael Tygiel, YAELTYGIEL.
You can find me on Twitter at Tauri J. That's TAURIJAY.
I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at Kiaxet. That's KIAXET. I am also on Sword Art Online, Z Nation, and Star Wars Rebels.
All right, thanks, guys. See you the week after next.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.